everyone. It is, of course, darts in Budapest for the first time ever. Day 2, delivering so far, if you are a Rob Cross fan, because he's through against Ross Smith. Very decent start to our afternoon session, and things might go up a notch here. But Louis Williams of Wales, who came through a very good test yesterday against Gabor Yagica of Hungary, one of the home nation qualifiers that failed to get through to round 2. So we are Hungary-less in round 2. But Poland's number 1, who it feels like he's been Poland's number 1 since the dawn of time, and he may be the best player in Poland forever. But he's up against someone who could well be the future of Welsh darts. The Prince of Wales against the Polish Eagle could be very good, and it's a very, very good day to Colin Lloyd.
Good afternoon, Paul. How are you?
I am all right. Very much looking forward to today.
First leg, Louis, to throw first.
Today's the day when
game on.
Said big guns arrive.
Indeed it is. Now, Louis Williams yesterday was tested by Gabor Yagica.
100.
6 legs to 3 eventually, but the way he performed in the last 3 legs, it has to be admired. I was just thinking about this before this match began.
140.
What does he have to do to beat Ratajski? He's going to have to show something that he had yesterday. He's got fire in his belly.
Yeah.
He's Welsh. He's a dart player. Of course he's got fire in his belly.
91.
In order to beat Ratajski, sometimes you need more than fire. You need composure, and that's exactly what he showed yesterday.
Yeah, he's just got to stay focused. We know what Ratajski's about. We know what he can do, Paul, on a dartboard.
55.
Lewis is a young man just starting out in life as a pro dart player. But he seems like he's a level enough lad. And like you say, he's got that fight and determination.
47.
Just try not to get frustrated, because even some of the bigger names can get a little bit frustrated against Christoph. He's just got to go up there, just focus on his own game, Paul. You know, I'm a big believer. I say it so many times. You can only focus on what you're doing, and you can only control what you're doing. You can't control what your opponent's doing.
Yep, absolutely right, because there is no defence in darts. All he can do is attack.
120.
That's exactly what Louis Williams did right there. He does have something in the back of his mind, though, and he has vocalised it over the last 24 hours, and that is the fact that if he does win this game, he might get to the European Championship. He's not going to be in Gibraltar.
137. Louis
So
require 143.
Pretty much all or nothing when it comes to his chances of getting to the Euros in his first year on tour.
There's the incentive straight away. He knows he's not in Gibraltar. And
59.
If he's been
Christoph, you
vocal about
require
it,
112.
you know, let's hope he channels all of that into this match.
Ratajski loves to leave double 16.
Game shot the first leg.
The best
Christoph
player
Ratajski.
on the 32 segment on the
Second
planet.
leg, Christoph to throw
He's up there
first.
with the likes of
Game
Rob
on.
Cross and Johnny Clayton, in my opinion. Now, there's something about Ratajski that I love to talk about, because not only do I respect this man for what he's done, not just for himself, but for Polish darts as a whole, because he's dragging people into the game because of his achievements, the likes of Krzysztof Kachuk and Titus Karnik, and some others who are coming through, like Sebastian Steyer and
93.
Sebastian Bielecki, who is probably the next generation of Polish darts. But Lloydie, I've always wanted to ask you, what do you think about the way that Ratajski came into prominence? Because he did everything backwards. He won the World Masters.
140.
Then he won a PDC title in a UK Open qualifier. Then he won a Challenge Tour event. So he did it the wrong way around.
You're asking the wrong person.
100.
Mate. You need to ask him that one.
It's almost like he looked at the blueprint of how you get darting success, and he turned it upside down and said, well, I'll just do it that way.
I just think Christoph's one of these people. He'll go
140.
match play, and he doesn't care what it's called. If he's available to play in it, he'll play in it. And That's what I'm thinking anyway. And he went there. And
43.
like you say,
Christoph, you require
big event
122.
Big event wins. You know, I mean, in this day that you know, if you're a Windmill World Master champion, World Masters as it's called now, you know, he'll always have that. As he looks down here at his favourite.
90.
Yeah, but very, very strange way to go about things. But dare I say, is that Christoph all over?
Yeah, I think he just does things his own way.
95. Christoph, you require
The first
32.
year that we saw him on the European Tour, he won 10 of 11 qualifiers. That says something about 2017 for you.
Game shot the second leg. Christoph Ratajski. Third leg, Louis 2, so first
looking
game on.
very, very comfortable, averaging 103. And Louis Williams has been shown how to win a second round match and the kind of standard he's going to have to find. But we do know, when looking at a lot of the stats that we get from various sources, in particular Dart Connect, which has been fantastic for Players' Championships, the years of people talking a good game and
140
over embellishing their abilities. I think you know who I'm talking about, Lloydie. We look at someone like Louis Williams. He's walked away from a game
60
this year, averaging 117. That tells me that he has a huge level.
Yeah, he's got a big future ahead of him. The only thing I'm not going to say I'll worry about it.
43.
He's only 19 years old. You know, you can't want everything right now. You've got to work for it. You've got to go through the system. You're going to get
140.
But you're also going to get the setbacks. And in a match like this, he'll be. I don't want him to want it too much. He's going to get plenty enough days. He knows if he wins this game, he's got a very good chance to qualify for the European Championships. Someone like Christoph Ratajski is a wily competitor, and when he goes on that board ball, we know he can trample over anyone.
140
in the world of darts. So my advice for young Lewis would be: get up there, enjoy yourself, stay focused. You know, don't go up there with the mentality that you've just part
140. Louis require 118.
But enjoy it, and the rewards will come with it, Paul.
Yes, they will. Doesn't want to go 48 bull here. He wants the 60. That was a very tricky shot. Gave himself the angle, but couldn't find the corner.
44.
And Ratajski
Christoph, you require
has been
100.
doing this to opponents pretty much for the last 4 years. Stealing legs that maybe he doesn't deserve. Again, he tries to leave double 16.
52.
Doesn't get there on this occasion.
Louis, you require 74.
This 2-darter would be a real confidence boost. Only going to get one shot at double top, and he has to move once again.
34.
Again, it
Christoph,
misses
you
the
require
target.
48.
You can't leave Ratajski down here.
No, this is where he generally tends to clear up.
Gauge on the third leg. Christoph Ratajski.
It's a little bit of
Fourth leg, Christoph 2, so first. Game on.
Ratajski's one of these people, he'll just keep applying. Where he's 3-0 up now, Paul, he might start turning the screw a little bit, but applying that bit of pressure, the experience of being on these big stages over the years.
78.
But like I said, you know, as long as Lewis don't drop his head, it's all a learning curve for him at the minute, Paul. You know, you've got to enjoy it anyway, but there will come a time where it is nitty-gritty, week in, week
100.
out.
There is, of course, a really good point when it comes to qualification for the European Championship, because Christoph Ratajski is a great example of what we are going to see the rest of the day.
81.
A seeded player who hasn't won a game to get here. They've been seeded and given their spot. They have to win their first game to register the ranking money.
Yeah.
So, Ratajski on £2,000 to start.
140.
But if he wins this match, it will be 3,000 in ranking cash, and then he will go into the defence of his Gibraltar Darts Trophy from 2 years ago, knowing that he's got ranking cash ready for the European Championship Order of Merit. That will take a lot of pressure off him when he goes to Gibraltar.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. There's nothing worse than going to an event thinking to yourself,
91.
I've got to defend this cash. I've got to defend this cash.
Ratajski, of course, with that win, got his maiden European Tour title.
140. Louis require 170.
And victory in this one could be coming if Louis doesn't find this. Averaging 85 in this match so far, which is
94.
fairly
Christophe, you
similar to
require
what he did yesterday,
102.
but a very different opponent. It's a shot that could leave double 16. He went the 42 route. I like that flexibility. 2 years ago. That he's got right in cash. It's bigger than the ball.
Louis requires 76.
It's not a huge shot, Paul, 76, but in the context of this match, this is a big shot for him to take out now. I feel that he's got to hit this top for a little bit of a confidence booster and to keep in it.
Game shot the fourth leg. Louis Williams.
Lovely little shot. Had to step aside a little bit, give yourself some room. But he's still in the match now. Hold his throw here.
Fifth leg, Louis to
sort of like
throw first.
Give Christophe a nudge to say, listen, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Maybe it's time for the fire as well as the focus.
Yeah.
I'd love to get your insight into that 76 shot, because I played a lot of years
140.
we were winning titles. I can't remember many players going for 16s first on 76.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody go that way. Well, the only one, Mensel.
100.
You want to leave double 14?
Yeah, he loves the 28. But I think we both. I'm a little bit older than you, Paul. But I think for the likes of us, we were the old school ways.
100.
Me straight away, even now, I'd be thinking treble 20 double 8, 2016 tops. You know, and that's just ingrained in me. I just can't change my mind. I wouldn't dream of going 48 first dart. But you know, these youngsters of today, they've got their own ways of going. And
140.
like I said, Paul, you can only control what you're doing. If he's comfortable going that way, you stick to it, son.
Doesn't matter as long as the shot adds up to the right number.
That's exactly right.
As long as there is a good tactic.
140. Louis require 121.
Now, the scoring has got better for Louis Williams right here. 71 left. He's trying to eliminate the bullseye at the end of the shot by going bullseye first. And as far as an approach shot is concerned, it doesn't get much better than that.
That was a nice little shot, that. I did say at the start of this leg, if he can just hold his throw here, and if he holds his throw, Paul,
60. Louis require 40.
Nice little 13 dart. That will sort of like I said, say to Christophe.
Game shot the fifth leg. Louis Williams.
To this match now. If you
sixth leg, Christophe to throw first. Game on.
It's not going to happen. So yeah, good. Nice little bit of composure there.
I think he's showing us something that maybe a lot of darts fans have not seen. We've seen him on the stream board, of course,
81
via PDC TV throughout the course of the year, where he has made a quarter-final. He is incrementally improved. But every now and again, you just needed to be tested in a slightly different
59
way. And the European Tour right now is the right thing for him to be tested on. And when he came through the Home Nation qualifier yesterday, he was tested early, but he was ultimately too good. But on Saturdays, you do go up a level. Like you said earlier, the big guns are here.
Yeah. Certain other players come into play, as they say. But if he has dreams of becoming a big-time player, Paul, like I said, he's only a young lad. You know, he's 19 years old. I don't seem to remember ever playing on a big stage like this.
100
in a major ranked event at 19 years old. So he's doing something right.
I remember playing a county game in Lincolnshire once, and they had a huge stage. And I thought, This is good practice for possibly later in my life. Massive stage they had in Skegness. And I don't think I ever played on a county stage as big as that again. But it was probably about the size of this European Tour stage. Not the same colour scheme, of course.
98.
You mean Skeg Vegas or Skegness?
Depends who you talk to. Well, I love this camera shot right here because you see just how much movement the player gives up when they deliver the dart.
Christoph, you require 124.
Louis Williams, very good, very statuesque.
Yeah. Everybody always tends to talk about the back foot pull coming off the floor, but there's been players over the years that...
Louis, you require 161.
Yeah, Manly.
Yeah, here, there and everywhere. Never done them any harm. But it's always nice to see someone rock solid on an hockey, and Lewis does look rock solid.
89. Christoph, you require 16.
It does look likely that Ratajski is going to re-establish the two-leg gap. 88. 4.
Big dart, this.
12.
Ooh, a little bit of fragility.
Louis, you require 72.
And Louis Williams has got to jump all over this, and we might see a little bit of fire here if this goes. It's for a break a throw. One dart at a clean tops with nothing in the way. Brilliant.
On the
There's the fire right there.
Louis Williams.
From the Prince of Wales.
Big dart for a big occasion, and he took it.
His girlfriend Lauren is in the crowd.
So first, game on.
I think she might be trying to get used to the nerves of being... Well,
good luck with that one.
Well, we called them the dwags, don't we? The darts wives and girlfriends. Or boyfriends, of course.
Don't think I've ever called my missus that.
60.
Dwag.
I don't think Carol would take too kindly to that comment.
I'll try it when I get home.
Well, Ratajski's been reeled in, and Williams finds himself in a very similar position to yesterday, where he was level after 6 legs.
Well, do you know what, Paul? Like I said a little while ago, I said when Christoph was 3-1 up,
180.
3-2, he's broken. He's just kicked him for 180. If he holds his throw here, all of a sudden he's in control, and Christoph's got to start pushing.
46.
And you can tell now, if you look at Christoph, there's a little bit of body language now. He's starting to get a little bit agitated, methinks. Whereas Lewis just seems to be in
57.
complete control of his emotions and getting on with the game.
There's a little bit of swagger about him as well. He just seems to be pursing those lips and fancying this now. Best of 5 from here. That is a format that a lot of people get used to at the infancy of their careers when they play local stuff. So they're both very warm in the arm department. Oh, that's very hot. As Louis Williams gets himself a second maximum of the leg.
134.
He's got company in the finishing
Louis
zone.
required 24.
He'd much rather be
180. If he holds his throw here, all of a sudden
12 to take the lead for the very first time in this match.
Game
and he's
shot
doing
the 7th
very
leg.
little
Louis
wrong
Williams.
all of a sudden.
8th leg
Another
Christoph
13
to
darter
first.
from
Game
Louis
on.
Williams, and this little spell that we've seen from him, 15, 13, 18, 13. That is very,
81.
very good. Those 13s as well on throw, putting huge pressure on Ratajski.
it doesn't sound a lot, Paul, but when you get into the mix of a game, when you put sort of like 4 or 5 points on your average
135
in the middle of a game, it really makes a difference. And that's what young Lewis has done here. He's starting to pick up the treble 20s, and that's what he needed to do.
177.
Maybe somebody's pressed the snooze button a little bit in this game, but Ratajski's just woken up. And this game is starting to heat up. 180 number 3 for Williams. And the average still climbs. Surely he's got a switch.
137.
Look at that from Williams, 80% on the outer ring.
Brilliant. Do you know what, Paul? I stand corrected here. young Lewis in the last 3
140.
legs,
Christoph, you require 106.
12 points on his average in the last 3 legs. And that's some going, that is.
It really is.
That just goes to show how much he's up
Louis,
to
you
score.
require 46.
Well, Ratajski fails on a 106 attempt. And he might be 5-3 down in a second. The stats tell us that this goes. Superb order from the crowd.
Louis Williams.
For the Prince of Wales on tops, and that doubles percentage jumps a few more percent as Louis Williams hits the front.
Ninth
with a
leg,
gap
Louis
now.
to throw first. Game on.
Look at that. Double top at his mercy. Top of the board stuff. Double 12 and double top. Whatever you do, Louis, keep leaving them and keep hitting 180s.
140.
Ratajski in all sorts of bother, and I didn't think I was going to be saying that about 4 legs ago, Lloydie.
Well, like I said, from 3-1 down, I think these last
137.
4 legs, I can't work it out exactly, I don't think, Paul, but I would say Lewis has averaged these last 5 legs about 105, 106.
91.
Around that sort of mark, I think.
If you'd have offered Louis Williams a victory of
60
whatever, with an average of 65, he'd have taken it. Because
Yeah.
tomorrow's another day. As long as you're still part of the tournament, the possibilities are there. But right now, it's better than 60-something. It's actually high 90s.
140.
This is turning into one of the best performances he has had all season long. He's averaged more than this in certain games.
Yeah.
But this is a European Tour event where the prize money is
97.
different.
Louis, you require 130.
He's got 6 starts from 130 to get the job done for another 6-3 win here in Budapest. Just looking for the setup. 19 years old, and as soon as he hit that 57, he wanted a friend in the
90.
referee. That is really good composure. Old head on young shoulders.
Joe what, Paul, he took the words right out of my mouth. You know, he kept the flow going. As soon as he hit the 57, like you said, what does that leave me? I like that. I like that.
140.
And he's
Louis, you require
very tight on
40.
tops, and I'm going to let you call it in, Paulie.
He's only missed 1 shot at it. 3 clean darts to beat Ratajski. And double top. What a master at that segment. Ratajski just outdone in the end with a 98.79 average, and that is absolutely sensational on the outer ring. What a performance. A finishing school has just been finished by a brilliant player. 85% and then some on the doubles. And he's going to take on either Johnny Clayton or Adam Gablas tomorrow. And on debut, he's made the Sunday, and he might just have made the European Championship as well. That's up to debate. But what we are going to see next is Brendan Dolan against Alan Suter. Stick around.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, into the 3rd round, the Prince of Wales, Louis Williams. Louis, I mean, to beat Christoph Ratajski is one thing. To beat him coming from 3-0 down, winning 6 legs on the spin, that is another kettle of fish there.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it just goes to prove never give up. Obviously, at 3-0 down, I know a few people's heads would have dropped, but at 3-0 down, I think I missed doubles in 2 of the legs. Could have been 2 and up, but I found myself 3-1 down. I knew if I kept plugging and hitting the scores, hitting the doubles, I knew I'd come back and win. So I'm absolutely over the moon. So, and the crowd were absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
There was one moment in that match when Christoph had just taken the 3-0 lead, when the camera was on you, and there was a little shake of the head. What was going through your mind? Was there a spark sort of that gave you the hope back there?
I think it's just the fact when you know you can play so much better than you can, and then you're trying to spur yourself on. Any little bit of motivation will try and do it. So I just thought in my head, just enjoy yourself. You're 3-0 down. You're playing against one of the best players in the world. Just enjoy the game. You know me. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a lot of people. So I just went up there and enjoyed it then, and won 6 legs on the trot and got the results. So I'm very, very happy.
Louis, we certainly enjoyed watching you play up here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the Prince of Wales, Louis Williams. And in a